Hello everyone, it is Thida here, one of the speech pathologists from Kui, and recently I completed the Hanen More Than Words workshop, and so I thought I would jump on to talk through what the workshop involves, who it's targeted for, and how some parents find it quite helpful for their little ones. So what is Hanen More Than Words? So Hanen More Than Words is a structured workshop that is designed for parents, but it can be attended by either carers, support workers, educators, essentially any adult that is working to support a child who has social communication difficulties. So social communication difficulties would encompass any child that's having difficulties either using spoken language, understanding spoken language, or being able to use their non-verbal communication, which is your facial expressions, hands for gestures, actions, body language, eye contact. And there's a difficulty being able to use these two formats of communication to be able to respond to others and interact, both to ask for what you want, to engage socially and make some little relationships with others. So that's who it's targeted for. The workshop is typically run as having a pre-consultative session with the workshop presenter, and then there will be 8 group sessions. So it's run in small groups, which run from about anywhere between 5 and 10 family groups. And then in between those 8 sessions, there will be 3 opportunities for one-on-one consultative video feedback with a family unit and the person running the workshop to go through how you're applying the strategies at home and support you to be able to reflect on your own implementation so that you become a self-driven learner. So you're not relying on someone else to look at you and tell you what you need to adjust. So some of the more helpful points in being able to come to these workshops is, one, the group format. Parents have found that it can be super helpful connecting with some other families who have some children similar to their own, and they're also able to bounce ideas and activities off of each other that some have found helpful in the home environment, some have found helpful to navigate having other kids in the environment. So it's quite a helpful experience for all and able to make some really nice friend connections as well with these families. Something else that is super helpful is attending the workshops requires getting the More Than Words guidebook, which a lot of families find helpful because it has a whole range of different examples for each activity and communication level, so that if you're feeling quite stuck, you've got this guidebook and you can refer back to it whenever you please, because generally it's advised that parents would purchase this themselves, but certain establishments who run the workshops will allow you to loan some if there are the options. Something else that is quite helpful is the video feedback sessions. So while it can be quite daunting looking at yourself and listening to yourself on video, a lot of parents do find this quite helpful because they're able to separate themselves from the situation, look back at a recording of them interacting with their child using the strategies they learn with the Hanen workshop, and they learn to be able to notice more subtle either behaviours or communications or changes in their child, and they can also look back on how they are using these strategies so that they're better able to monitor themselves on the fly when they are in these interactions, and it just helps them to be able to tailor as they're going. So they're not relying on someone else sitting back watching and giving them the direction. And something else that is super helpful about Hanen is that there is a lot of time spent through this workshop teaching all the participants how to identify what communication level their child is at, how to set really specific and achievable goals, and how to determine and reflect on what strategies would be helpful now and how to add and tailor different strategies based on what interaction you're getting from the child. So it's building a lot of autonomy for the participants so that they can just take this away, apply it to every day and reflect and adapt without having to rely on coming to someone really regularly. So I hope that was helpful. Here at Kui we do have a couple of Hanen trained therapists, both in More Than Words and in a different workshop. It takes 2 to talk. So if you're interested in finding more information about these workshops or would like to ask a few questions, feel free to get in touch with the clinic via phone or through the website. Thank you, everybody.